Buenas, ladies and gentlemen. How are all y'all tonight? Good night. So, quick talk. Quick. I'll try to be quick. I can't promise anything. But I want to talk about people, finding their own hustle, that hate, the detestation that comes with it, jealousy, all that. We're always mad at somebody that actually makes it. And it could be in various ways. Makes it out the hood. Finally finds somebody they're in love with, wants to marry, people have a problem with it. You become a little bit successful in some area of your life and it's like everybody's upset. Especially when you don't do it the same way everybody else is doing it. I've always been the type of person that if I could find a way to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen. It's straight like that. And I got to a point where I stopped listening to people tell me what I need to do in my life. I realized once you listen to people and try to do what, they tell you to do, that you don't really seem to progress the way you want to. Because you're listening to them and you're not doing it your own way. Thing is, though, a lot of us don't know what way to go because we don't know what our hustle is. A lot of us don't really think like, what skill do I have? What am I good at? What would I enjoy getting up to do every day? So what they try to do what everybody else is doing. Because, this person got money. They got a nice car. They said hit a lick. All right, won't hit a lick. Y'all don't know what that is by now? I'm sorry. Okay, keep up with the times, ladies and gentlemen. And they gonna rob somebody, you feel me? Or we're jealous because we see somebody that made it out the hood. Like, yo, I applaud anybody that makes it out the hood. I'm happy for you. Because reality is, love the hood, but y'all know it's the truth. Get out the hood don't deal with you no more. Just what it is. But I want us all to really look at that and think of how our mentalities are. We're mad at people for trying something different, for thinking differently. We got a lot of people out there that because their mind is different, they did things differently. And even though they're successful, people have a problem with it because they didn't do it like how everybody else did it. Oh, you didn't go to school? You didn't finish and get your college degree? Man, you're not going to make it in life. You need a good education. Well, what's a good education? I feel as long as you know what you're reading, hey, it doesn't matter if you get your education from Harvard, if you get your education from elsewhere. It's all about how you take it in. There's people who are successful without having to go to college. So hey, that means college isn't always the way for everybody. Look at some of the richest people in the world. They didn't have to go to college. And people have this way of saying, like, you have to do this, you have to do that. See, we listen all the time to other people tell us what we have to do instead of doing what we love to do, doing what we want to do, finding our hustle. Everybody's a hustler. They just have to find their hustle. You feel me? Some people, it could be music. Some people, it could be sports. Some people, it could be engineers, scientists. Everybody has their hustle. But it doesn't make sense to continue to try to do everybody else's hustle and we're still where we're at. We're still not living the way we want to live. We're not happy. We're miserable. Life's no fun. We try to make it fun, but we're really not happy. Well, why have we not found our hustle? It's simple. We're paying attention to what everybody else is doing, how they're getting here, how they're dressed, what they're eating. We're so concerned about everybody else that we're not even thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking about our individuality. We're not thinking about any of that. How can we possibly find our side hustle when we're so concerned about other things? Then we hate on the next person for making it, for being somewhat successful, being successful, uplifting themselves, elevating. That's where that term crabs in a bucket really comes in, because it seems like somebody's always trying to pull you down, but we have to find our hustles. And we just got to do what we're good at instead of trying to do what everybody else is doing. Everybody holds a talent. Problem is, we're not utilizing our talents, what we're good at. The gifts God gave to us to help elevate not just ourselves, but others. Because when you can elevate yourself, you can help so many more people. But I'm not saying nobody, but there's a lot of people out there that still have not elevated. That are still sitting there doing the same thing. And I always use the analogy of a scientist or having a science experiment in general and testing the hypothesis. See, thing is, you come up with a hypothesis, then you test it once, you test it twice, 3 times. If you decide you want to test it more, that's on you, but you're going to keep getting the same result. What do you have to do then? You have to test a different hypothesis. There you go. Try something different now. A lot of us don't do that. We continue to test this over and over and over and over and over again, and we keep getting the same results, and we're like, I just don't get it. Yeah, because you're not trying to do something different. You're not utilizing what you're good at. I just want y'all all to realize that all you guys have a gift. Problem is, we want a certain thing, and we try to do what everybody else is doing to get it instead of utilizing the tools and talents that we currently have now to get to that point. Overall point, and I'm going to use one example. I went to college at one point, and I really didn't want to, but because everybody was telling me that's what you need to do, I went. And I remember I took this certain class. I already knew me and teacher, we didn't get along, but I didn't have no issues. I would turn in my paperwork, right? Now, at the time, I didn't have money to afford to pay for Microsoft Office on my computer, on my laptop. And my laptop wasn't necessarily running the way it should as it was. Between working and everything, I didn't really have much time to be on it as it was. So what I would have to do after taking a 2-hour bus ride just to get to school, I would jump into the library early, finish up what I need to finish up. And, I'll still work on it like throughout the week, but then I would just print it and then take it to class. Never had an issue before with the teacher, right? Because I printed using the same thing. I'd use Google Documents because it was free. I couldn't afford Microsoft Word. Sorry. Google Documents was it for me at that time. And when you print it, same thing. Looks the same way. Lined it up the same way. Gave him the same heading he wanted, everything. Never no issue. But there was one day I was heading to school and one of the buses didn't come. You already know how that goes. Everybody's had it at least once if they've taken public transit. One of the buses didn't come, like, dang, it already takes me 2 hours to get the other side. Here goes like another half an hour wait. So I text the teacher, via email, letting him know like, hey, I'm going to probably be a little late because the bus, and I was letting him know what happened. I said I finished the paperwork, which I did. And the thing is, I'm just not able to go ahead and print it because I have no access to a printer. I usually stop at the library to print it. So I said, can I send you the file? And since you have the printer, can you print it, basically? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So now, he prints the paper, everything, and goes over it, I guess. And when I get my paper back, my grade's lower than how it usually is on the other papers. I'm like, whoa, wait, see, usually I'm like a B or A with you. Like, what's going on here? What's up with this paper? And he's telling me you need to use the proper software. And I'm like, what? 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 I've been using this software all year. Are you kidding me? What? I don't have you have to. If you're not able to do this well, then you shouldn't commit to this class. Like, Okay, so now that you know I've been using Google Documents is an issue. But when I was doing it and printing all this time through Google Documents, you thinking still Microsoft Word, now it's an issue. What is the difference? Just because I didn't use your way. I don't have the money to afford it, and now you're telling me, oh well, I shouldn't be in this class then. Because that's what I signed up for? No, I signed up for an education to pass your class so I could get my degree. If I had to choose, I wouldn't take your class. I really don't want to take your class. But according to them, I have to take it, and you were the only teacher available, unfortunately, during my schedule. Man, come on, have consideration that a sister takes of us 2 hours just to make it to your class, and I didn't miss a class yet. And there's people who live right around the corner who barely come to your class. Come on now. And I'm the enemy. This guy was so just disrespectful to me because I always found a way to make things happen without using his way. You know, and that's the thing. You have to take what you got at the moment and make it work. A lot of these people, they really don't. They hate on everybody else because they're not doing it the same way as everybody else. If Marcus Garvey did the same thing everybody else does, he wouldn't have been Marcus Garvey. If Bob Marley did music the same way everybody else did music, he would not be Bob Marley. They all did things differently, their way, a way that they could use their talents to make things happen. They found their hustle. A lot of us need to find our hustle and quit hating on one another for somebody becoming successful. You see a brethren on the street that was once in the hood, 18 years of his life, and he's out. He got a nice whip. He got a family. You go up to that brethren, you clap your hands and say, you made it, bruh. I'm proud of you. Because we know how traumatic certain neighborhoods can be. We know what that type of environment brings. Why would I want to continue to see you in this environment? You feel me? You made it. Go ahead. Be happy for them. See somebody starting a family. Be happy for them. Quit trying to bring somebody down because you're continuing to do the same thing as everybody else. You haven't found your hustle yet, so try something different. I know the world's afraid of change. We really all are afraid of change to some degree, but that's part of evolution. That's part of you evolving as a person. You have to upgrade. You have to try different things. And, you know, for me, I always said, like, you know, people tell you, they call me like a Jane of all trades because I've dabbled into like a little bit of everything over the years. And, you know, of course, what they gotta say, jack of all trades, master of none. And I'm like, no, jack of all trades, master of none. Jack of all trades only needs to master one. And what I mean by that is I have all these talents. I may not be able to master all these talents, but that's fine as long as I take these talents, utilize them for one main talent. One, to master. I could take all these talents and put it together. I'm good. And that's what hustling's really about. You take whatever talent you are good with and you make something happen. And you don't stop there because remember, everything in life is like a stepping stone. You may start off as, hey, I'm a rapper today, and then tomorrow it's gonna be like, hey, I'm a manager. Next couple of years, it might be like, hey, I'm a producer. Next couple of years, it may be, hey, I have my own record label. You feel me? Don't ever stop your hustle. Continue to figure out ways to advance your hustle. So I think a lot of us need to go home, meditate, think like, what the hell am I good at? What do I like to do? And I mean, really think, y'all, because this is one thing I noticed doing social work. People are so used to people like me being a case manager, telling them what to do with their lives, how to live their lives, do this, get better with this, that they don't think for themselves anymore. Half of the time when I would have case management sessions with certain people, I'll ask them a question and I'll make them answer the question like, okay, you don't have a job. What are you going to do? Shake their head, I don't know. I said, I can't take that answer. Think about it. Real life. Say this organization is not here to help you. Real life, what would you be doing? Well, I think I might have to job search and get a job. Okay, what are you good at? What do you like to do? Can you do hair? I mean, yeah, I'm good at hair. Okay, but what's something you really want to do now? Oh, one day I want to own my own, who knows, later. Okay, well, utilize what you got now. You know how to braid hair? Hey, later down the line, you say you want to be like, I don't know, a pediatrician or something. Okay, well, use your little side hustle of doing hair, making your money so you could go pay to go to school or get your trade in being. You can't get a trade with that, can you? But you get my overall point, Take what you got, utilize the talents that you have to upgrade yourself, and don't stop. Get to that next level and think, okay, where can I go from here? What do I want to really do next? And keep continuing to upgrade, continuing to progress. And like I said, give the next brethren and sister and them props when they make it, yo. No reason to hate, because you can make it too. You just gotta find your hustle. That's all it is. You're good at talking, you're persuasive. Hey, maybe you may not be a lawyer, but maybe you could be a preacher. You feel me? There's different hustles, and who knows? It may not be a preacher going to church, but maybe you could be a preacher on a microphone being a motivational speaker. You feel me? There's different ways to look at your hustle and make it happen for you. So you guys go home, really do this. Like I said, go home, really think, what are you good at? What talents do you have? Then think about your overall one goal that you really want to accomplish right now. Like, this is what I want to do. Then see the talents that you got and build a plan as to how to make it to that goal using those talents. You feel me? Like I said, you want to go to school, get yourself a little trade, but you can't really get a job right now. The only thing you could do is hair. Utilize that talent of you doing somebody's hair, save up your money, pay for school, get what you got to do. And maybe start your own hair business, teaching other people how to do hair. Hell, you don't even got to do it yourself no more. Now you could teach people and then have them work for you. Set up a shop somewhere. You don't even need a shop. Make it mobile. Get girls working where you're teaching them your techniques, how to do hair. See? Then you advance your hustle. Now you got girls going around learning how to be their own hairstylists, helping them achieve their goals. Always remember that too. Anything you learn, other people learn. You feel me? You guys bounce off of each other's energy. You learn so much from people, even if you think you're not going to, you are. And the one thing I always say is, if you're going to do good with yourself, do good onto other people, because that's what's going to help uplift you as well. Find your hustle and don't be afraid to share your hustle. But if you're going to share it, make sure you share it with the right people who want to learn that hustle, because you had a point in your life where you didn't have that opportunity. And it took that one little hustle to get you there. Now you could see that in somebody else, even somebody you can mentor and be like, hey, you could do this too. And then you up your hustle as well with it, because now that you're helping somebody, you feel more motivated to actually be on top of your stuff. So everybody, like I said, find your hustle and don't hate on the other man for doing his. If his hustle is selling CDs, let him do his thing. Don't hate. Hey, do your thing, bro. You go do your hustle of washing cars, if that's what you're good at. You go do your hustle of being a law enforcement officer, if that's what you're good at. Do what you're good at. Use your talents to build, to get to the next level of life. Like I said, today you may want to today you may want to just be a school teacher. Next year you may want to teach overseas. You might want to just be somebody, like I said, you're just talking to people, motivating them, and then you become a motivational speaker. You don't know. So always up yourself. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself and find your hustle. With that being said, we got more to talk about in the future. I know we say that all the time, but we really do so much more. So y'all be easy, peace, and love thy neighbor like you love thyself. Love your enemies just as well, but don't hold back for them either. Eye for an eye. Anyway, you guys have a good night. We'll talk more content to come. Lady Mprez.